So that's why we did it that way and did it so excessively.
And when we were talking in the past, one thing that surprised me was what you said. You have found your best tenants in the winter.
There's always people looking for a place to live. So, I mean, yeah, we're not going to have as many great options, but you can still find good people, good tenants too. Do you have any other questions?
In my brain, I think that's all that I can think of right now. I just know when I look at the market every day, that's the one thing I try to keep in mind because I notice some properties there's like tons of spares. That's something I just try to avoid. I just would rather not get too deep into those properties just because I think of the tenant and during the winter how it could be more difficult for them, especially if there's no garage and it's off-street parking only. So that's one of the things I think about.
I try to leave them responsible for their own areas, especially if they're parking by the street, because there's no way I should be held accountable for them falling if they're next to their car on the street. Well, if you don't have any other questions, we'll wrap this episode up and go to episode two.
It's very critical just talking about the weather and what the investors keep in mind.
Yeah, it's just more just use common sense. Try to get yourself security any way you can. Have your systems put in place. You have everything prepped and ready to go for winter. But overall, it's not really that hard. The one thing I wish I would have done differently so far, and I think as I see more vacancies, I'm going to install these is those water monitor systems that if it sees so much water come through, it shuts the water off to the house. I'm going to start installing those.
Oh,
That's about the only thing up to this point that I would have done differently.
and I think it's such a great idea where Lumberjacky talks about adding ball valves underneath vanities or any type of water source. I think that's a great
Hmm.
idea, just for the tenant security and just hey, you got a leak, close it right up there at the ball valve. And I've joked about this before, but I hate gate valves.